You know, for a channel called The Nostalgic Neighborhood, we talk a lot about bikes and boards, but there's a whole other side of growing up in the 80s that we haven't covered yet. The side that got you sent to the principal's office. Before iPhones and the internet, we rode bikes, played outside, and went on adventures. But when you were stuck at school, between classes, during lunch, and the back of a boring lesson, you had to entertain yourself, and that's when we got creative. We made stuff. Paper wasps that could leave a welt, pencil fights during lunch, and if you were really advanced, weapons out of pens. All you needed was whatever you could pull out of your Trapper Keeper or swipe from the teacher's desk. About a year and a half ago, I stumbled across this YouTube channel, Mr. Reboot. He makes videos about all those crazy gadgets we used to build, pin bows, panzookas, paper poppers, and I'm watching thinking, holy crap, I made that. He's grown to over 1 million subscribers, and either there's a lot of Gen Xers reliving their glory days, or there's a whole new generation learning the ancient arts. He's basically Obi-Wan teaching the old ways of the Force to the next generation of rebels.
But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
He recently released this limited edition Schoolcraft Starter Kit. There were only 200 made, they're all signed and numbered, and they've got enough supplies to build a dozen different gadgets. There's some cool stickers and stuff too, and I just had to order one. Today we're opening this up and we're building some stuff from our childhoods, but fair warning though, this is all fun and games until somebody loses an eye. Don't shoot people, don't bring this to school, and don't sue me or Mr. Reboot. Okay, so we've got this metal lunchbox with a retro tiger design. It looks straight out of 1987.
Nostalgic Neighborhood, this is Schoolcraft Command on a secure line with a radio check. Matt, do you copy?
Hold on guys, I need to take this. This is the Nostalgic Neighborhood. Who is this?
This is Reboot. We just received notification of contact, so I assume your kit has arrived. Please be advised, contents must be treated with care and discretion. Some of that stuff is classified.
Classified? Dude, it's pens and rubber bands.
That's exactly what they want you to think, but I can promise you this. In the wrong hands, it's a 7th grade revolution. So tread lightly, and watch out for the panzooka. It's got a nasty kick.
Roger that, Schoolcraft Command. Out. Well, that was unexpected and totally awesome. All right, let's go through this kit. Okay, when we open it up, we've got a little bit of a buyer beware note here that basically says, don't be stupid with this stuff, he's not liable. Then we've got a double-sided note here. This is a thank you note, and on the back side, it's got QR codes to each of the different build videos that correspond to all the stuff in here. We've got some foam targets. This is a sticker kit. We'll look at all of this in a minute. We've got some foam cups, but then inside we've got like over 50 plus pieces, and these aren't random junk drawer pins. These are the exact supplies he uses: big pins, multiple rubber band sizes, paper clips, bobby pins, and then even clothespins. Okay, yeah, we've got 6 little mini solo cup targets, and then there's also 6 foam targets that also display as foam stands. And then there's a little sticker sheet here that customize everything. But then the best part is we've got a signed, autograph here. Number 10, signed by Mr. Reboot. And when we made this stuff back in the day, we used whatever we could scrounge up. Chewed on pins from the junk drawer, crusty old rubber bands from who knows where. But this stuff, everything's fresh, organized, and ready to go. Plus those pins have his branding on them, which is totally rad. All right, let's build 2 of his most popular gadgets for old time's sake. We'll do the mini pin bow here, and then I've always wanted to do the Toothpick Shooter, and we don't have the QR code for that, so we'll just go straight to his YouTube channel, but we do have the parts to build it. Okay, we're gonna do the pin bow first. This was the one back in the day, and he's got over 35 million views on this video, which is absolutely mind-blowing. But yeah, we're gonna scan the QR code here on our phone, and then he kind of gives you the gist of how it works. You need one of the big pins, one of the larger rubber bands, and something to poke a hole with. And I'm not gonna go into too much detail here. Mr. Reboot does such an awesome job with this that you should just watch his videos. Okay, we're gonna take apart the pin, and it's a little bit easier if you use some pliers to yank this stuff apart. And then this end piece can be a little bit tricky. And then we're gonna poke a hole through the center of the pin with the push pin and ream it out with scissors. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, then we cut the rubber band in half, put the plug on this side. And then boom, 7th grade Rambo. Whoa. That actually went really far.
I'm your worst nightmare.
All right, let's try and knock out some of these solo cups. Direct hit. I haven't felt this cool since my first ollie. Now let's level up with something completely different, the Toothpick Shooter. And this is also one of his more popular videos. It has like 13 million plays, which is insane. And it's actually not on the list of QR codes here, but we've got the parts to make it, and I'm excited to make it. And I suspect that's because you kind of need some sort of a little saw and an X-Acto blade or something to kind of cut into this. So it's probably why it's not included, but we're gonna make it anyway. So yeah, for this one, you need a clothespin, a couple of rubber bands, and that's really it. Some toothpicks to shoot, and then some tools just kind of gouge away at the wood here. And just like the pen bow here, I'm not going to go into too much detail on the build itself. Again, he does an amazing job with his videos, but basically we need to take apart this clothespin, and we've got to cut a couple of notches out here for the kind of, what do you call this, the spring, and then a spot for the toothpick to kind of shoot out of. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and yeah. Okay, we've got both sides cut out and ready to be assembled back together. And this needs to be able to slide pretty freely because this pin is what's gonna shoot the toothpick out. And I've just kind of found out the hard way with these rubber bands I'm using is you really don't want too much tension. So I'm just kind of barely putting any tension on these things. Okay, so then you basically push one past the other to get that little pin to pop up in that channel. And now this thing is cocked and primed and ready to go. Okay, so I cut off the tip of the toothpick here, so there's a little bit more of a base for the spring to hook on. It's ready to go. Man, look at that thing fly. That's got some serious range. All right, let's set up these foam targets. Whoa, it actually stuck in the foam. This thing means business. You know what? When we made these as kids, we weren't shooting at foam targets. We were shooting at these guys. Sorry, fellas, the Empire's gotta fall. Again. This is what it's really about. Can I take out a stormtrooper from across the bedroom? Yeah, still got it. One-shot kill, just like the Ewoks taught us. Let's see how the rest of the Imperial forces handle this. Sorry, Stormtrooper, the Imperial forces are taking a loss today. Okay, this stuff is just as satisfying now as it was back then, and maybe more because everything's fresh and organized into one kit.
Nostalgic neighborhood. How's it going on the builds?
Solid copy, Command. I just engaged an enemy squad at 15 feet, multiple Imperial casualties.
Outstanding. Any friendly fire?
Negative, the G.I. Joes are safe, only bad guys went down.
Impressive work. How's the kit holding up for you?
Dude, it's way better than the janky stuff that we scrounged up back in the day. These rubber bands are legit, and these pens actually work. Back then, we'd be lucky if the ink cartridge didn't leak all over our hands.
Copy that. I have spilled so much ink over the years. Never been convicted, though. Anyway, yes, that's the whole idea. Just give people the good stuff so they can focus on the fun part. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility and possibly detention.
And now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe! That never gets old. Thanks, man. This kit is awesome.
Thank you for keeping our secrets safe, Matt. Schoolcraft Command, out.
The Nostalgic Neighborhood, out. Okay, so real talk. This kit is genuinely cool. Whether you're a Gen Xer wanting to relive some of that creative chaos, or you're introducing this stuff to a new generation, it's well made, quality supplies, and honestly just fun. Oh, and while Mr. Reboot and I have become friends over the last year, I purchased this with my own money because I wanted to support his channel. I'm stoked on all of this stuff, and I think it'd be a killer Christmas present for the aspiring troublemakers in your life. We talk a lot on this channel about BMX and skateboards, about that hands-on creativity. building ramps, customizing bikes, learning through trial and error. And this is that same spirit, just a little bit smaller and rubber band powered. It's that same feeling of making something with your hands and then actually using it. Only 200 of these were made, and from what I understand, a whole bunch of them have already sold out. If you could snag one, I'd say do it. Even just as a collectible piece, it's pretty rad. And whether you get the kit or not, definitely check out Mr. Reboot's channel. I've got the link down in the description. His videos are entertaining, nostalgic, and honestly just a blast to watch. But remember, and I really can't stress this enough, don't be stupid with this stuff. It's all fun and games until someone actually gets hurt. These are meant for targets, for fun, for nostalgia, not for shooting at people, and not for
school.
Definitely not for school. The Nostalgic Neighborhood out. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.